What's up, you filthy casuals? Welcome to the Casual Shenanigans Gaming Podcast, a podcast all about the irreverent love of gaming. I'm one of your hosts, Jeremiah. Tonight, I am joined by the dynamic taco-loving duo, Joel and Dave.
Joel, what do we have for lunch today, Joel?
Tacos.
It was tacos, wasn't it?
It was tacos.
You look happy today, Dave. I just assumed if it's a good day, Dave had tacos.
I told Dave.
I'm actually extra happy because they were cheap tacos that were still pretty good.
No,
Yeah.
I see. The way I imagine it, Dave, is like you take all your Gwent cards and you just rub your Witcher medallion and cry softly while you play Gwent and eat tacos. Is that more or less accurate?
That's really close.
Yeah, we played Gwent while eating tacos.
Except for the tears were of happiness.
yeah, but there were tears.
Only because Joel got destroyed today.
And you may have guessed by that, Dave, you have beaten The Witcher 3. Now,
have.
spoiler free. I'm saying that for me. I don't give a crap about the listeners. Spoiler free. How was it?
For those on the audio, I have almost no words. I tried to record some audio after I finished it last night, just so I'd have like a commentary to jump off of, and I rambled for like 28 minutes, I think.
Oh my.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to use it as more of like notes for a final commentary, but I'm going to do a commentary called "Why The Witcher 3 is the best game that I've ever played." It was like, I think the best way I could describe it, I was telling Joel at lunch today, I loved Skyrim, but there came a point where I was like, I need to wrap up my Skyrim gameplay. It's starting to get a little stale. I'm not super invested in the story. The rebellion thing's not really that interesting. In The Witcher 3, like, the downhill had not even started yet. The credits rolled, and I was like, damn, it's over. I was really disappointed that it was over. I mean, there's still more side stuff for me to do, but like the main quest being over, it is an incredible experience. For most people just diving into the third game as their first game, it's going to be a 9 out of 10. But if you've played the previous games, read the books, all that stuff, it's like fan service the game. It's incredible. And I can't wait to talk about it more, hopefully here in the future.
I'm going to try to... All right, Witcher fanboys, don't get upset at this. I'm going to try to push through the story a little bit so Dave and I can talk about it sooner. That doesn't mean I'm neglecting stuff.
I'm not too far behind you as well. I might try to do that as well.
I've done a ton of side quests, and so...
Can you guys wait for me? Because I'll try to go through it.
Joel, you're like an hour or two ahead of Jeremiah, actually.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to just... We can do it all together.
Yeah, we should do it all together. But then I'll go back and do... I know. We'll do side quests later. But Joel, can we get Jonah to take Dave's 28 minutes of rambling and make it sound like a drunk voicemail? Like he's just called up. And the best thing I liked about it was the quests. They're just so... I miss you, Carol. I want you back.
It probably sounds like that without any enhancements.
Anyway, this is Casual Shenanigans Gaming. Last call for the Rocket League tournament. We said that last week, but we lied because right after we said that, Joel and I figured out that cross-platform play actually does work, and we're going to be testing that extensively tonight. Come out after the stream and come watch Rocket League, or come play Rocket League with us if you want to. We're going to be playing on Yes, Dave. We're going to be playing on PlayStation and PC. We'll be doing cross-platform play. We're going to be on Teamspeak. So if you're going to be playing on PlayStation, set a laptop next to you, get the app on your phone, something like that. And we'll be doing that. So the deadline to sign up is this Saturday. Send in your PSN or Steam usernames for your two-man team. You need to be able to use Teamspeak or Skype to participate in the tournament.
And a team name. And a team
name. Now, if you're wondering, like, when is the tournament going to take place? It'll take place over like a couple days or a week or two. Basically, we're going to set up the brackets, and there'll be a public Google Doc that we'll send out to you guys, and it'll tell you who you're supposed to play, and then we'll just put you in contact with those people, and once you've played them, you just report back to us and say, like, hey, I won, they won, whatever, and we'll move you on to the next bracket. Joel, is there anything else we need to add?
Nope. Yeah, so we're ending that Saturday. So after that, we're cutting it off, and we're going to do this thing because it's been taking a while. But we've already got a good amount of people right now, so it'll at least be fun. So if we can get maybe one more team, that'd be awesome. So.
Yep, and right into casualshenanigans@gmail.com with your ID and what platform it's on, because we're just going to let each team know what the IDs are, and it's up to you guys to like friend each other and stuff. Just so we're not trying to manage it all for you. You guys can manage that on your own. That's pretty simple stuff.
Well, you don't even actually have to be friends on PS4 or Steam.
If you want to do a private match, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you just have to set the username and password.
Yep, I think you just set up the username and password. So at least all you have to do is at least be able to get in TeamSpeak together. So
sweet.
But we'll work it out. So
yeah, TeamSpeak or Skype. We recommend TeamSpeak. It's a lot better than Skype for stuff. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. And that's all the announcements. Patreon. We want to thank anyone who supports us on Patreon. You guys are awesome. It pays for wonderful things like the Potato Masher, which is a fun experiment, and it records the podcast and hosts our Arma server and all kinds of other awesome stuff. And Patreon has also bought us some nicer mics, nicer lighting. It pays for all the hosting.
You raised your hand. I thought you were going to show like some new rings.
It pays for these nails.
It pays for all kinds of great accessories. Witcher loot. Joel's collector's edition of Fallout 4 that comes with the little Pip-Boy.
I have multiple gaming consoles sitting underneath my desk right now.
You're putting your feet on?
Yeah, just footstools, basically.
I can't do that, Joel. The Xbox will burn me. It's so hot.
Okay, I have a standing desk at work, and the MacBook Air that my job got me, like the MacBook Pro, it's really slow. Yeah, it's a MacBook Pro Retina. Okay, and okay, well here's the funny part. I've got a big box on my table, but it's not high enough for like a standing desk. So I use my personal MacBook Air, and my MacBook Air is sitting on top of the MacBook Pro. It's like the perfect height. But the MacBook Pro there, whatever they put on it is just really like it lags the computer down a lot. There's just something in their OS that they do
they have like an FTP server set up or like custom networking stuff set up?
I'm sure something like that. Yeah, there's just something that
Windows
like,
does
slow.
For sure.
Yeah. It's not horrible, but I don't know. And I bring my laptop to meetings a lot. And I think it's just like going from the really heavy one to the light. Just like that's fine.
I think you are probably behind a VPN because I know my wife is at work. Like she's on it's an intranet. So she's kind of limited by a lot of that stuff. But yeah, it was actually kind of funny. I was at your house this past week and
that hard drive fell.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, but it's backed up. It's fine.
Okay.
Is that the 3 terabyte?
Like 5 feet though.
Is it like the 3 terabyte one?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Carry on.
Anyway, I've been working from my laptop when I was at your house this past week, and man, like if you like designing on a laptop, good for you, Joel. But it sucks so hard. Like I even had your monitor plugged into it because 13 inches is way too small of a screen for me to work on. Like to do layout work, web work might be different, but layout I can't do on that. And I had a keyboard and mouse and monitor hooked up to it, and I was still like, this is so slow. But I'll give it credit. When I was rendering video, there's just a gentle hum from the computer. Whereas when my wife's $2,500 MacBook Pro that her work gave her is like watching video online, from across the room, you just hear, shh. Like, it's dying.
It takes off, goes back to the Apple homeland.
I mean, maybe if the heat vents were bigger than like pinpricks behind the screen, like I'd be fine with regular vents on it. Like if it would just be quiet. Anyway, Patreon. Thank you to people who support us on Patreon. That's what we were talking about. Joel, you've got some names to read here.
Oh yeah, we do.
Dave, pick a voice for the second one. We already have one for the first one.
Oh, I didn't even realize the second one. I just thought it was one and then
Voice for the second one. Okay, I'll think about it.
Okay, well the first one, Omar pledged, wants me to read it in Sean Connery's voice, so hi Junior, this is Sean Connery. I would like to thank you, Omar, for pledging. I don't know if you know my son, Indiana Jones, but he might be a little bit. I keep slipping out of it. He might be a little bit more badass than you, and I'm James Bond, but you pledged, and that means a lot for our podcast. Thank you very much.
Where's the submarine?
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, for the next one.
All right, Joel, for voice number 2, I'd like you to do Jeremiah's voice.
Evan upped his pledge. Thanks, Evan. We're going to be doing lots of cool videos and stuff. We got Potato Masher. Whoosh. Hair's moving real far. All right, guys. Coming up on this podcast, we're going to be making lots of cool stuff like making fun of Max and stuff. All right, let's do FTL. Yeah, bitches. Sorry.
Everything I ever wanted. It's everything I ever wanted.
That's not at all accurate, but Dave's laughing way too hard. It's probably pretty close.
Can't breathe.
Are you saying I'm a little loud, Joel? Am I a loud person? My wife says I'm loud.
The hair swoosh is what sold me.
You haven't even seen my hair swishy in a while. It's real swishy now, Joel. It goes behind my ears and curls all the way up to like here.
Joy just heard me from downstairs. She goes, what?
She's like, is it happening? Is the podcast breaking up right now on the air? Has the shouting begun?
All right, it's now time for the main topic. Main topic time. I thought Joel was going to sing.
No, I was just I thought there's no main topic theme.
Oh.
I think I've been doing the main topic one occasionally. Just like a super dramatic, like, main topic.
Oh, yeah, that's good. We'll stick with that one from now on until we forget again.
Main topic.
That sounds like the VGA Awards.
All right, Dave, what are we talking about this evening?
The FTC smackdown of Machinima.
Okay, so what happened? Give us a little background. Quick background.
In 2013, do you guys remember what glorious thing happened that changed our lives forever?
2013, the PlayStation 4 released?
I mean, besides Battlefield 4 sucking.
Oh, okay. Nope, I don't remember.
The glorious Xbox One release. And according to a couple of Machinima YouTubers, it was the thing to have around Christmas time in 2013. A couple of very large Machinima partners, if you guys aren't familiar with Machinima, they're a YouTube partner. They help people just monetize their videos, gaming related specifically. A couple of big YouTubers posted videos on the Xbox One talking about all the cool features, all the cool games coming out, how they were excited about them. Just kind of like I wouldn't call them like review videos, but more of just like almost like news/hype videos, just kind of informational. Like, this is a kind of a cool thing I'm looking at. Turns out this was part of a campaign that Machinima was running for their partners, where you could earn extra money on views on your videos about the Xbox One. That's not unusual. Sometimes they do like themed things to just push views higher, whatever. What was unusual and what came to light pretty quickly was that Microsoft was actually directly behind this promotion. They had a list of rules for this promotion. Your video had to be a certain length, couldn't contain certain kinds of vulgarity, had to cover, I think it was like really specific. It's like, list 3 things about the controller that you really enjoy. Talk about how it feels and how you enjoy that. Like, it got really, really specific. And then you could earn, I think it was like $20 per 1,000 views. It got pretty crazy. And if any of you guys are aware about how like advertising works, is that kind of thing like needs to be clearly marked as an advertisement. You can't just, post stuff where you're being paid to promote something without being open about that. None of these partners were open about it. And in the agreement from Microsoft and from Machinima actually said, this agreement, if you want to participate in this program, is confidential. You can't share it. You can't talk about it. Between you and us, we'll pay you the money. You don't talk about it. And those videos, according to the FTC, got 39 million views in a month.
Whew.
That's a pretty strong reach. Between November 22nd and December 31st of 2013. And as you guys might imagine, the FTC took a pretty big interest in this. And they've been going after Machinima now for about 2 years now, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And the FTC has made a ruling. Machinima has agreed to 20 years of FTC oversight because that's considered to be a deceptive practice. That is marketing something or having something presented as a unbiased review or an unbiased impressions when it is in fact directly paid for by the person the product concerns. So that would be like someone on the news going online and talking about how awesome the new Coca-Cola product is over and over and over for like half a news segment, and then saying that's like our unbiased standard of reporting, Fox News, whatever. So, obviously that's an issue. The news is supposed to be the news. People making videos of their own volition is supposed to be that, and advertisements are supposed to be clearly marked as such. So I'm curious what you guys think, because in the YouTuber space, like it's a little bit of a gray area at times, because like Dave and I, Joel, I don't mean this in an offensive way. Your YouTube channel doesn't make a ton of money, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay. I didn't want to like be excluding you.
I've only gotten one check.
Okay, cool.
I might have gotten more, but it probably shipped somewhere else. I have never even checked the address. I don't care.
Okay.
My goal from like 2013 and on, once kind of like Dave started really going for his, like I was like, that's really cool that Dave's doing that. I've never cared about that. I didn't even know you could get paid on it. I started like going, I wonder if I can like get everyone to hate my channel like as much as possible to see how many I could get to go all the way back down to 0. So yeah.
Well, you've been unsuccessful so far. You still have a couple hundred hanging in there.
I know.
But
can I actually derail us just for 1 second?
Sure.
For the listeners that couldn't see, I pulled my Witcher medallion out of my backpack like a little while ago and put it on to go along with the Witcher story. So you guys know me pretty well. Do you guys think that I paid the full $30 for the official Witcher medallion from the official store?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but it also wouldn't surprise me if you like found a knockoff one on Etsy.
Joel knows. So this one came from eBay, direct from China. I paid $13 shipped for it, and it took 5 weeks to get here. And my neck is starting to itch and like burn.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm gonna take this off. I'm pretty sure this is actually dipped in lead. Like,
did you clean it?
Not well enough, apparently.
Is it made out of metal?
It is. I think it's like pewter, but I think it might be the paint.
You might want to soak that in something, and then sandblast it, and then soak it in something else.
I might buy the official one at some point, because that's not a good feeling.
Buy once, cry once. Anyway, so Dave and I make money off of our YouTube channels, and I'll use myself as a more pointed example. A large portion of my YouTube money, which is not a large amount of money, but a large portion of that money comes from Potato Masher videos. They've been pretty successful. And I make those about particular games and how well they run. So if I make a post, now on most of them, I end up saying the PC version runs better because it does most of the time. But what if Sony came to me like through someone else, through the network I'm partnered with, which is not Machinima? What if they came and they said, we'd like people to really talk up this new multi-platform game as being the best on PlayStation. And I was offered like a $20 CPM, like $20 per 1,000 views, which is like 20 times what I make now.
Yeah.
To do a video about that. So I could do, the correct way to do it would be I do a sponsored video. I'd have to say this is sponsored by Sony. This is Sony promotional content done in partnership with them. And then I would talk about how amazing the game is on PlayStation. Now, if it was better than the PC version, then all I've done is make some money and do a promotion and everything else. What if it's not as good and I lie about it?
Or just don't talk about it, like very carefully avoid it.
I talk about it very carefully, or I only show the PC in a bad light instead of trying to be as neutral as possible. And I don't disclose that it's an ad. That's a big issue because there are people, and I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, but there are people who do trust the Potato Masher videos. Like numerous people have written in saying they're waiting to buy a game until they see how it runs on the Potato Masher because they have a computer of similar specs. That happened most notably with Grand Theft Auto 5 and The Witcher 3. There were numerous people who said, hey, I'm really excited for your video. I want to see it because like if it runs well on the Potato Masher, I'm totally going to buy it. I'm a little nervous to get it now. Like I'm not sure if it'll run. And then people have gone, awesome, this is so good, cool. So what if I post a video that makes it seem like I'm giving this my endorsement and it isn't? And so that might seem like, okay, but how many people are going to see that? Maybe 15, 20,000 people. Well, some of these YouTubers in the Machinima thing had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I think some of them had millions, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a problem because hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people watched and were possibly influenced by people they trust. They trust based on their video history, their history of putting things on the internet, and they trusted those people and they shouldn't have. And so I'm curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are about what are YouTubers' responsibilities and what are networks' responsibilities to, one, make money because it is a business, but two, to protect any integrity they might have. Like, is there any such thing as journalistic integrity, or is YouTube really just the Wild West of people trying to get away with whatever they can?
And by asking, you're asking us. You're not
yes,
just
yes, asking you guys.
Yeah. I mean, heck yeah. I mean, holy crap. I mean, that's just wrong. I mean, like, okay, like, here's a similar thing, right? Think about, I mean, I've done many commercials where I've filmed people interviewing, discussing things, like even with the workout video we filmed, you know? Just thinking about people's interviews, right? Here's something I've always kind of thought about, and I've done lots of these kind of things. I wouldn't say to the point where people are like, I don't know, I'm lying or selling out. I've never done that kind of stuff before. But even as tiny as this, so, you know, you're recording someone who's telling their story about like weight loss or whatever, right? And you hear a word or like, oh, you know what? Say something like that. Like that. To me, I'm trying to direct the best interview out of them that I think not just go, this is the best one that's going to convince people to buy this thing. But I think, you know, both in a way, right? I believe in the product, but I think it's them telling the story this certain way makes better sense than if they told it another way, and it's harder to get across their same message. So in a way, it's kind of it's a weird, because I sometimes think sometimes I feel like I am manipulating people, because it's not a movie, it's not a film, it's something else. It's something that's trying to get someone to buy a product, but I'm talking to them about something actually that's real. Like, it's different. Like, Norman's not real. People are not going there and they're going to be like, oh, time travel's real, you know? They're getting a product, you know, or you're selling ice cream or whatever it may be. But it's like, I don't know, like you hire actors that read these lines that are interviews that are actually from real people, but sometimes the real people can't be there for the interviews, so they get other people to do it. And I'm like, that's kind of I think that's shady. It's like, then get other people, like, let them try the product instead of like, here, try the product. Now we want you to say this, and then they edit out all the bad stuff. I think that's kind of wrong. Like, there's one sense of going, hey, show your best. You don't have to go, hey, let me show all the stuff where the guy's, you know, messing up and it sounds like the guy's dumb and he doesn't know what he's talking about. But there's other part where you're cutting out every little section that's bad about something and only displaying the good. I'm like, well, that's not. I don't think that's good at all.
Yeah, and well, to go off your point, you know, there's nothing wrong with, like, if you're interviewing someone, if they have a hard time answering a question because they're not used to being interviewed, there's nothing wrong with, like, coaching them. If you understand what they're saying, go, oh, do you mean such and such and such? As long as you're not putting words in their mouth, as long as you're trying to help them, then that's totally fine. You know, in the same way that, like, let's say if Microsoft, and plenty of companies do this, and these companies are good. Imagine if Microsoft said, hey, we will give Xbox Ones to all these YouTubers. You guys make videos about literally whatever you want. You want to talk about the controller? Fine. You want to talk, you have bad things to say about it? Fine. You have, like, whatever you want to do, make a video about it. That would be totally fine, because then they're providing an opportunity, but they're not trying to compromise the integrity of the people. Now, those people should still stipulate that they got it as a free, like a reviewer copy. But that's normally how stuff works. Like, for video game reviews, sites get the game free from the developer or the publisher, but part of that agreement is not them giving it a glowing review.
And on a side note related, Jeremiah, that there are some sites that have started in the last few years saying, not only are we only going to buy our own games, like, we appreciate developers offering us a copy, but we're just going to buy one retail, so that there's no confusion about, you know, any kind of favors being done. But we're also not going to attend any kind of review parties or like launch events. We're going to buy our own copy, review it in-house, completely independent. Just so there's just no question. I know at least a couple of websites that are doing that now as a blanket policy.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Just like you were saying, the Xbox. If I'm Microsoft and I go, hey, Jeremiah, Dave, I'm going to give you guys an Xbox. I'd love for you guys to review it. Now, here's the thing. If you guys absolutely hate it, if you wouldn't mind, don't post a video. But if you do like it, you're more than welcome to post a video. What about that?
I think I'd be fine with that, because they're basically saying you're under no obligation to make. They're not saying if you hate it, don't make a video. They're saying if you like it, feel free to make a video. So I guess if I hated it a lot, I might make a video going, okay, guys, I think there's serious issues with this product. And
no. What I'm saying is you can't make a video.
Oh, they're saying, okay, not, so what you said was, they say if you wouldn't mind, don't make one. Yeah. So they don't mean if you wouldn't mind. They say if you don't like it,
so I was trying to infer the, I wouldn't mind, don't, gotcha. I'm sorry, I was trying to be, like you can keep the Xbox, but you just don't post a video if you don't like it.
I'd still be fine with that because then I'm not misleading people. I'm just not saying anything. I mean, that would be like, I'd be totally fine with that. As long as like my silence wasn't saying anything of itself. If no one ever knows that I got it, I'd be fine with that. That way, if it's good, they get free promotion out of it. If it's bad, they get nothing except I get that product. So I would be okay with that because if I do make a video, I need to stipulate that I got it free from them. If I don't make a video, there's no harm done. Yeah. But I would be very careful. What things would I agree to only make a video about?
Too late. You've already signed.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd say that probably is more of a case-by-case basis. It would depend on what exactly I was being asked to do. But I'm even, out of curiosity, I signed up for one of those YouTube... I did a little research. I signed up for one of those YouTube promote our products and we'll pay you companies that just aggregates offers from other companies.
Yeah.
About once a week, I get an email in my inbox where I have the opportunity to make between $500 or to $1,500, which... if you don't know how much I make off YouTube, that's a lot more. If I promote certain products and it's make a video, again, like the Xbox things, talking about certain nice aspects of the product you want to talk about, and you have to make a pitch to the companies and they'll take the best pitches on how you would talk about their product. But
this
I believe
will enhance your junk.
Not those types of products.
I totally recommend it and buy my potato masher.
I totally recommend it.
Thanks, Patreon.
So I get those offers on a regular basis, and they all are like that. Although I think all those you do stipulate that it's part of a promotion. So finishing up this topic, why I'm concerned that won't get any better and people will just get sneakier about it is, like, think about some of the dumb stuff you've seen on YouTube that's become trends, like Counter-Strike case unboxings, like opening $500 of cases. I have made somewhere over 700 videos on YouTube. I've been doing this for 4 years, and there are Call of Duty clans who can make one video where they blew $500 on Counter-Strike Go cases and keys, and they spend an hour opening them and crying and whining like babies because they don't get the knives they wanted, and that would get more views than every single thing I've made ever. So,
and today Tyler discovered that people are posting Fallout Shelter lunchbox opening videos.
I mean, if there's a bottom of the barrel.
Wait, like in the game, like those little things you click on, they go pop.
Yeah, you can buy them. You can buy them and you get different stuff. So people are posting unboxing videos.
Joel.
No.
Joel, yes. do you feel old right now?
I broke Joel.
What the crap? Hey guys, look, I'm trying to think of an equivalent of what that would be like when I was a kid.
There isn't one.
There's nothing. Joel, there is true despair in your voice right now.
I'm serious, like, they're freaking idiots everywhere. They're zombies.
All right, Dad.
Gosh.
So that's an issue because being clickbait matters more than being right these days. And even the regular news does this, but it's very rampant on YouTube. There'll be something like, tiny details like, let's say, Need for Speed's release date might get released. And then someone will make videos where it's just them talking over old footage. And it's like 5 minutes of them talking about nothing in particular and then mentioning the release date. And then the thumbnail will be this giant, Need for Speed releases, giant question mark, neon green. Like, clickbait is such a huge thing, especially in the YouTube gaming community. Yeah. It is some of the worst. So even if people who aren't directly being paid, anytime a game releases, people are basically doing under the table promotion because in return for keys, in return for their videos, like allowing them to be monetized, they are just shilling as hard as they can for a couple days. Any possible thing they can. I've seen lately, running over the Metal Gear Solid's graphics menu. Metal Gear Solid, first cutscene, unedited.
I got one for you. Someone discovered this one. The Black Ops beta hit PC recently. The new Black Ops, I guess. And there's on some map just like a laboratory with two hazmat suits hanging on a hook. And there was a 1-minute video where like the guy was staring at this on the map. Giant thumbnail. Breaking Bad Easter egg? Question mark? It's two hazmat suits hanging on the wall. I'm like it's like a lab in the map. It's Breaking Bad Easter egg?
Man, if there was anything to drive me to drink.
YouTube clickbait.
Okay. No offense to you guys' channels.
Get ready, Jeremiah.
No. I think you guys do great work.
This is gonna cut
being
deep.
Serious. I'm not trying to make fun of any of your channels. But because I know you guys and because you guys do a lot of videos on YouTube, I feel like I understand or I know more of the culture because I hear about it a lot, right? You know, if it wasn't for you guys, I would really not know anything about this whole YouTube culture and making videos. And like, I don't know. To me, YouTube was just, I Google and someone made a video for it. But I'm not really thinking like, there's people over there in people's basements or over there making these, like there's. I like the stuff that you guys do because it's quality stuff. You guys have really nice fonts. You have good music and stuff like that. And it's legit. And you guys are not doing the clickbaity crap. It's just, you're having fun, right? And I like the other people that do really good commercial stuff. They do, whatever it may be, like even my brother for planes and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. Like, there's a really awesome crowd that enjoy that kind of stuff. But I mean, the people with the audio thing and the unboxing, what the F? Like, I freaking hate YouTube. Like, I'm ready for the next YouTube. Just get rid of that one. I want the next one.
I've got one more, just a little YouTube tidbit for Joel. Oh, man, I really am going to break Joel tonight. Joel, we put a good amount of work into our channels. Like, there's some people out there, like, your brother has a drone channel. Like, there's some people, hobbyists especially, who put a lot of time and effort into their videos. What do you think is the type of channel that made the most actual money in 2014?
Taylor Swift's music channel, I'm guessing.
It is not an organization. It is not a company. It's not even a network. It's a single individual. We're pretty sure it's an individual.
I mean, PewDiePie?
I'll have to source this later. It's not gaming related either.
What is it?
And now I'm not talking about subscriber count or view count. I'm talking about actual money that people have calculated.
This is on YouTube?
On YouTube. Yeah. Any guesses, Joel?
The most profitable
money. Yeah, most profitable. There you go.
A single channel or single category?
Single channel.
Is it Annoying Orange?
It's not, thankfully. Oh man, no, that would drive me to drink.
Okay. Do I know what it is? Would I have any idea?
No, I don't think you would.
Okay.
The most profitable YouTube channel is a channel that has something like 3,000 videos of unboxing toys.
Oh gosh.
Because kids will open up their iPad, their phone, their computer, and watch them for hours. Like, they get a toy and they just unbox it and lay all the parts out and show you what it is. It's like a 5-minute video each. They made it was $20 million last year or something crazy like that. It's insane.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
Joel's like, okay, just all right, 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes.
Okay. Surprisingly, I'm actually not as creeped out by this. The reason why is because I could think when I was a kid, I remember me and my brother, we would get a Toys R Us magazine. Or a Christmas, like a Sears Christmas catalog. And I remember we would sit on the couch and we would just look through it, peruse it, before we had internet and you could just look up any toy you wanted or you'd have to wait for a commercial to pop up. We would look through and look at the Nerf guns and we'd play tag. We'd flip through pages, whoever tagged you got that present. So I guess I can see that maybe for kids because they're seeing other people, seeing toys that they want to get maybe.
I can actually cite this now. I found the actual article, the exact channel. I was off on the amount too. It's Disney Collector box openings.
Oh, so Joy is giving them a couple $1,000 of ad revenue.
Disney stuff.
Yeah, they've got thousands of videos of just unboxing the toys. Estimated annual earning $4.8 million. And the videos are just 5 minutes long and just nice lighting,
So they're doing quantity then. They get 1 million hits a piece, but they're doing 5 a day. Is that the thing?
Yeah. Total monthly views. Oh my god.
Why?
380 million views per month.
That's not right.
You know what's crazy? I read an article just today. It was actually about actors, but it's a similar thing. They said now what's trending now is more so than the actor being very good, a high profile actor. They need to know does he have a very good social, like, and not necessarily does he have a social, but like, is it run by someone else or is he online? Because what's crazy is, like, it doesn't matter how amazing actor you are. Like, I mean, I think it matters. I think honestly business and trends are going in a really horrible direction. I think quantity over quality is just shit. Like, it's going to catch up with people one day and they're going to be like, oh crap, we're screwed. You know, because I think you can only do that for so long. You know, I think that's okay for, like, all right, I don't know, like, we're dipping into low funds. Let's do something to just make money right now. Okay, let's go back to quality or whatever, you know, because I think in the long run, it's like, what do you want to be known for? Just making bull crap? But anyways, it was saying how, like, yeah, they'll find people that have an insane Twitter following that they care way more about that than any idea than the actor's good. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, geez.
Well, before we move on to the news, I just want to give shout outs to a couple of YouTubers who make a point to be non-buyable, and they've kind of walked away from that whole scene. People like Scanner Barkley and Snoov 603, which now with Dawnbreaker Gaming. I mean, there's others too, but they make a point of, my opinion's my opinion, it's not for sale, and y'all can piss off.
Dude, I love Scanner Barkley's channel. I seriously, I listen on the drive. I don't even really care what he's talking about. I just love his accent and just how he's always just like, bullshit this and bullshit that. I'm like, I like this. Makes me feel cozy.
Joel's driving like that. Listen to all the cursing.
Yeah. Joel's like, this is like my childhood. I don't even know what that means. Joel, how's your urine water this week?
It's good.
For listeners, can you clarify that question?
Joel's sparkling dark cherry Dasani.
I drink, Dasani sparkling cherry water. It's delicious.
To anyone who's like, I've never had that before, what does it taste like? It tastes like carbonated water with a tiny hint of something that's not a cherry. I've never had a cherry flavored something that tasted like a cherry. That must be the hardest flavor in the world. Anyway, it's now time for the news.
News time!
All right. So, my item is the first one.
Okay.
Sorry, because we moved Dave's. I was just confused for a second.
Yeah, you guys stole my news topic
but we got to talk about it more. So this was going to be the Singularity Shame segment, but we're going to go ahead and just make it a news item so we don't spend a ton of time on it. So Deus Ex: Mankind Divided is coming out February 23rd, 2016. But they have announced these pre-orders where you can choose from different tiers. You can choose like 4 items from this tier if you pre-order. So you don't get all the pre-order bonuses. You get some of them, and it's called Augment Your Pre-Order, which I'm sure some marketer thought this was a great idea because in the game you can augment your body because you're like a cyborg.
Oh, that's so cringy. Oh.
Well, right. But I can see where they were going with it. Like, there's a tie-in to Deus Ex. Stupid, yes, but there's a tie-in. So the Augment Your Pre-Order program, you could choose from the first tier, includes like the Intruder Pack, the Enforcer Pack, and the Classic Pack. Then there's a second tier, which you can choose from a digital art book or a soundtrack sampler. The third tier has a bonus mission, and a fourth tier has a digital comic book or novella. So depending on how much money you spend on your pre-order, or when they're reaching, like, the more people that pre-order, they go up and up in tiers. So everyone starts out in first tier. If enough people pre-order, they hit second tier, people get more. So that's already pretty crappy. But then at the 5th tier, if enough people pre-order, it will be released 4 days early. So instead of on the 23rd, it will be released on the 19th. What that means is the game will be done by then. They will be deliberately holding the game back 4 days unless people pre-order it. They're basically holding the game hostage unless enough people buy it.
Actually,
yes, it's only for 4 days, but that's so stupid.
We've mentioned Skinner Barkley here. I'm gonna riff off of his video about this very topic because he actually had a great point about that. He's like, there's no way that any publisher would be like, oh yeah, bad news, consumers. You guys actually weren't that excited about the game, so we're just gonna let it sit for a while. Like, there's no way that tier would not be unlocked. Like, like they would fudge the numbers or come up with some way to be like, guys, the pre-orders are so strong. You guys are so excited for our game.
I love that voice, Dave. Oh, so fun. Like constipated.
Just can you imagine a publisher being like, "Oh, sorry, you guys are just kind of bored about the whole pre-order thing." Like, they would never do that. It would definitely hit that early release date, which is just the real release date, is all it is at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the sad thing is, all those pre-orders are in the retail collector's edition. So, except for the early release, so you'll get all that stuff if you buy the collector's edition anyway. It's just it's indicative of this whole crummy pre-order scheme. I mean, it's a scheme. Like, I believe in supporting developers, but support them when they actually have a finished product you can buy. Like in any other industry, you don't well, I guess you do pre-order your movie tickets if you want to go to a midnight release. But like for other stuff, you don't pre-order your food at a restaurant. You don't pre-order. Well, no, you can put down a deposit on a car. I'm actually thinking of some bad examples here. For most small consumer goods, you don't pre-order them. You buy them when they're out. But pre-ordering anything is dumb because until once the company gets your money, their obligation to deliver on what they promised is significantly lower than it was before they got your money, which is why stuff like early access isn't always bad. It's not necessarily bad, but it can hurt the gaming industry because developers are under less pressure to deliver a finished game because they may have gotten 70 to 80% of their lifetime sales with what's essentially a demo plus a bunch of behind the scenes work. So yeah, not crazy about that. And the official Casual Shenanigans stance on this, of course, is don't pre-order games unless, like Joel sometimes pre-orders games from GameStop. It's $5 and it's refundable, right?
Yeah, it is.
Even on the release date of the game, like you can
take a game back. Yeah.
Like, so if the reviews are bad on release day, you walk in and just cancel your pre-order, never pay a dime.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
see, that's not bad.
Let's see. I do have to check on pre-order. I'm not sure you can, because the pre-order is only $5. I'm not sure if you can get the $5 back. I've never done that before, but I do know if you buy a game, you can just, or I mean, you can cancel and like not buy it, but I don't remember if you can get the $5 back. I don't know about that.
But again, that's $5. That's not like on the PC where it's you can pre-order it for $60. Like that's it. So don't pre-order.
And they definitely pulled that video. Took about half the day, but it had like hundreds of thousands of views and a like 95% dislike ratio.
Which,
it was
again,
bad.
I can see how someone would think, hey, this is a clever tie-in to Deus Ex, but it wasn't a good idea. So
I would like to blame Daisy for all this. You had to make early access so popular.
Actually, I mean... early access really is around because of the Daisy standalone. I mean, we shouldn't beat around the bush about that. That probably has big repercussions for the game industry. But
I'm just saying, like, it's crazy.
Pre-ordering those, that's a whole different.
Yeah,
horse.
but I think it's gotten worse with early access. Like, I think they've gotten worse together. Yeah.
It's because people can play games early. You can get games early. That's the connotation, hopefully it's the connotation now becoming, you could buy shitty games early. It's not, I can get a really good game early. I can get crappy games probably early, but didn't have to be like that, but people did that.
Next news item, Joel, the PS4 is getting a firmware update. What's up with that?
This is pretty cool. This came out of left wing for me. I was not expecting this. I've been hoping for it for a while, but online storage capacity has increased from 1 gig to 10 gigs. And that's really nice for all the save files and stuff. Because I know, I mean, it happens, honestly, every couple months. Like, especially if I get a new game and it makes a couple new save files, I'm like, oh, crap. Ran out of room. It'll say, can't upload. I'm like,
really?
What's going on?
Okay, I was going to ask, how much space... I've never checked because I've never run out of room on my PlayStation. How much space do the save games use, like, on average?
I mean, average, like, 70, 80 megs. So, and then something like that. Some could be even, like, 100 megs.
Okay, sometimes. So you might only be able to store like 10 to 15 games worth of save files.
Yeah, I mean, like some are much smaller. I mean, like Trials, like that. But especially with these bigger games like GTA, like GTA is only one save, but it has a couple quick saves as well. So I mean, like they add up,
Right.
And and the thing is, once I get rid of a game, like I'll delete a game, but it usually keeps the save files. And so on a PC, it's a little bit easier to kind of go into program files, or to Steam, just quickly click all the ones you don't want and delete. Like PS4, you do have to work a little bit long. You have to go through a list and stuff like that. So it's not as easy to quickly file manage.
Right.
But having 10 gigs, that's going to be really, really nice. I'm excited about that. Because I limit down. YouTube Live. You can now live stream gameplay to YouTube. Events. Favorite groups. So it basically kind of starts collecting people who you play with often, and it just kind of keeps it in one area. So it's like having to go through friends list. That's cool.
I've got like 6
I don't really
friends.
care about this, but sharing video clips to Twitter, you can like send basically 10-second clips to Twitter.
Oh, good.
Stickers.
People love that stuff.
Tired of typing out messages. With this update, you'll be able to send stickers to friends through messages. I'm not really. Do they actually mean like stickers, like images or something? Maybe. I wonder if it's
you're tired of typing out messages, get a $20 wireless USB keyboard and plug it in. Problem solved.
But here's one feature that I've been waiting for just since the E3 when they had it like years ago. Request to watch gameplay. You can do it via the like share play thing, but this sounds like if you're playing a game, I could just go, hey, can I watch your feed? And it's actually a little bit more like how Steam does it.
Isn't that a little more redundant then? Why can't you just go into a share play thing?
Well, I think they have to. I'm not sure, but it sounds. I mean, maybe it's just request. Maybe it's just a quick button on the front instead of having to go into a deep like party chat. Like the share play, you have to be in a party chat. This sounds like I don't have to be in a party. I can just say, hey, can I watch? You can just
pop on, and you're like getting ready. You're like you're making dinner or something. And you see that James is playing Shovel Knight. You can be like, hey, James, can I watch real quick? And James says yes, and you can just okay, cool. That's pretty cool.
4 hours go by.
yeah, exactly. So I think that's really cool. So I said that to James. He's like, holy crap, that's great for the 10 gigs. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. Android Wear. All right, we were talking about this, Joel. You're thinking about getting an Apple Watch, and I am strongly considering getting an Android watch. Android Wear is the operating system. It's like a standalone version of Android that's specifically made for their watches. So it has their fitness apps, it has their productivity, it has support for whatever thousands of Android Wear apps in the Play Store. It fully works with iPhones, which I thought was pretty cool.
Is it like an Android app now?
No, like Android Wear, the operating system, fully syncs up with iPhone. So all the alerts and stuff you can get on your Android phone, you can now get if you have an iPhone. So all the Google Now stuff, all the maps. Yeah, Bluetooth, same way it is for the other phones. So you can even get as cheap as the $150 Moto 360, which is kind of like the standard Google watch almost. It's certainly the most popular.
I think Jeff has that one. It's a circular one?
Yep, Jeff has that one. Does he have does he have an iPhone? I thought he does.
Don't know. I don't think so.
No, he doesn't. Okay. I'd be curious to hear from somebody who has an iPhone and an Android Wear watch if it's pretty good, because like you can still use most Google stuff on your iPhone. And I did that when I had it because, Apple Maps isn't that great and I like Google Now and whatever else. But this would be pretty cool because, Apple Watches, like, they're nice if you really like Apple stuff, but $350 is a pretty steep price, especially if you got like your phone subsidized through Verizon for $100 or something. Like $350 for a watch might be a little steep. But this is pretty cool if you could get like $100, there's some as cheap as $100 to $200 watch and try it out. That's pretty awesome. Presumably the Apple Watch will do more things. But if you just want a nice, stylish, cheaper smartwatch, this might be a good way to go, especially because like the Moto 360 can work completely off of Wi-Fi. So it can't take your phone calls from you. There's a Samsung that'll do that. But all the alerts and all of the maps and everything else, Hangouts, everything like that can work just off the watch, even if your phone's not even on. So that's a pretty cool add-on if you like that watch and you don't want to spend that much money.
That's cool.
So it's been a while, guys, but we have another ridiculous gaming laptop to talk about.
Yes.
Yay.
The name is a little less ridiculous. I was actually kind of disappointed. This one's pretty easy. The Asus ROG GX700. It's pretty basic. So it has a Core i7 6820 Skylake processor. It has
Skylake.
That's the new code name of the new Intel processor. So like I had Ivy Bridge, now I have Devil's Canyon.
Oh, okay.
This one's codenamed Skylake.
What is mine?
Yours is Ivy Bridge, like my old one. So this has a 17-inch IPS display with 4K resolution, which in my opinion is a complete waste for a 17-inch display because I have a 27-inch 4K display, and I don't think it needs to be any smaller. That would really be wasteful. But that's not really what's so ridiculous about it. I mean, it comes with things like you can get up to 64 gigs of RAM, 128 or 256 gig SSDs, 2 terabyte hard drive, Windows 10, which you will need because if you have a 4K display that's 17 inches, if you don't have the display scaling of Windows 10, you're screwed. But this is a water-cooled gaming laptop. You might think, wow, how'd they build that? Well, they built a big box that sits behind the laptop that has the water cooling in it, and it just plugs into the laptop. So you're basically making your laptop the size of a small desktop, and it keeps it cooler, which I guess is cool. But if you're going to do that, like that's really pushing the definition of a portable gaming computer to the limit because you're not going to throw the water cooling loop. I would never carry that around in a bag with me. Like the whole thing together, that's got to weigh like 15 pounds. And then
it's just asking for leaks too.
Yeah.
Like how does that couple successfully, like, is it going to wear out? Like,
yes.
Do I need to
Yes,
put a
it
towel
is.
down on my desk before I plug my water cooler in?
And then I'm worried about like if it has water cooling, how hot is it when it's not plugged into the water cooler? Like how well does it work when you don't have the water cooler? Can you actually take it with you and use it just fine, or are your legs going to get burned?
It sounds like it downclocks when you unplug it from the water cooler.
Oh, so it's kind of a useless gaming computer at that point.
Yeah, it's a mobile typewriter, and then you play games when you're at your desk, coupled to your rock.
I'll be honest, I don't get it. I just don't. I don't understand. But anyway.
You know, guys, I feel like if we had a connection with a hardware company, we could probably come out with an absolute kick-ass portable PC. Has anyone done it really, really well?
Yes,
Well,
but they don't make
who?
headlines. I mean, Lenovo and Asus and Acer all make really great, not like, I don't know about gaming laptops, but really great like Ultrabooks. They're pretty much like MacBook Airs. They're thin.
They promoted it without having like a name like the TX5000 Asus Lakeside.
Nope, the Asus
View
ZenBook. The Asus
Beach
ZenBook.
CPU 2950.
The Asus ZenBook. That's it. I think like the ZenBook 12 or the ZenBook 14, depending on the screen size.
ZenBook? Why do they call it a ZenBook?
ZenBook, like Zen, like ooh.
Yeah. Oh, Zen.
Yeah, the Zen.
I wonder why they
book.
call it the book though, if it's supposed to be a
Ultrabook.
mini like.
It's an Ultrabook.
I'm not talking about it like I'm talking about like a small desktop little cube thing. Like someone make
small
a like
desktop.
a Apple T like a.
I mean, the Alienware Alpha is like that. I mean, that's a pretty simple name. Alienware's gotten better with their names. They name them like the M11X for the 11-inch laptop, the M13X, I think, for the 13-inch. Like, they've gotten better. They're not quite as stupid, but they still look stupid. I agree. Like, if we could just talk to some people like, hey, guys, how about you just make it like it's just normal?
Yeah,
like, it
just
doesn't
a
have
simple-
giant
a simple
LED
body.
lights on the back. Like, it's just like aluminum.
What's the little Mac Mini? Like,
Yeah.
is there ones that they make that are like as sleek as that are just
Yep,
PC
Nux.
ones?
Nux.
Apparently, they don't know how to promote them though.
Well, they're cheap. The Mac Mini is also still a premium product. These are like $400 or $500 like
Mac
streaming
Minis are pretty
computers
cheap
stuff.
though. I mean, they're like $350 though.
$350, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Nux-
and you get the highest one I think for $500, but that's still really cheap.
No, they're higher than that because my parents just got one.
Mac Minis?
Yeah, they're higher than that.
I don't think so.
Once you put options on them and stuff. But the Nux are pretty much the same idea. It's a small semi-portable.
Starting at $499.
For the top end one?
I mean, that's the base one.
Okay. Oh, okay. For the base one. Yeah, I was gonna say that seems awfully cheap for anything
But
Apple.
that's still pretty cheap though.
That's pretty much like the internals of a MacBook, I guess. Put in. So if you need a MacBook but you don't need a laptop, then get one of those. But last news item: Arkham Knight on the PC. Everyone kind of knows the story of that. They released it. It was terrible. It turns out it was ported in like a couple of weeks, 6 weeks, which is not enough time. They pulled it from the shelves after one day, and they're working on some patches. Well, the patch leaked, kind of. It went live. Some people were able to download it, and then it was pulled abruptly a few hours later. But the people who were able to play on it say it is massively better. People talked about smooth 60 FPS frame rates, which wasn't even possible before. Not many hitches or drops or anything like that. Everything worked well. Everything was nice and shiny. Lots of graphical options. So that's pretty cool if that's the case. And hopefully that means they'll start actually selling the game again. I want to do a potato masher comparison, but I don't want to do it until they're officially selling the game. Just it feels like that'd be the right time to do it.
You know what I'm hearing here, Jeremiah? I'm hearing, hey guys, Batman's almost gone gold for PC.
Yeah, pretty much. It's almost
the game wasn't done. It just was not done.
But we've harped on that enough. But
yeah.
So, but the point is, it's good news. People who have used this patch say it seems like it's a big difference, a big positive difference. So that's awesome. It is now time for mail time.
Mail time.
You can write into the show at casualshenanigans@gmail.com, just like Morepie did. Morepie said, the subject of his email is, who's the biggest Fallout fan? And he says, amateurs, I'm in the Fallout Bible. It says number 8, big winners and big winters. I guess if one of you owns that, you can look that up. But he apparently is in the Fallout Bible. He says, anyway, that's not really the reason I'm writing again. It was just an opportunity to relive my 15 minutes of non-obscurity. I actually wanted to suggest that for if you have older parents, we were talking about like upgrading the software, upgrading the operating systems for elderly people, and it's so confusing because they don't know what they're doing. For parents with Windows 8, there's a $5 app called Start 8. With just an occasional hiccup, it makes 8 look and behave exactly like Windows 7. Best $5 I ever spent for my mom.
I might have to look into that. Oh, speaking of which, though, Jeremiah, after my parents accidentally formatted their laptop, we talked about it last week, the blue screen stopped. So it sounds like it wasn't a hardware issue. It sounds like it was probably something they installed. I'm
probably
pretty sure.
a coupon toolbar, possibly.
I've removed a lot of those over the last year.
My mom had half the screen was toolbars, and she had to use the bottom half for the internet. She'd have to click on the Eve to start the internet.
I did some remote IT work on a laptop this week. That was a 1366 by 768 resolution, so fairly standard late 2000s, resolution. But they had set the scaling to be like maximum magnification because they had a little bit hard eyesight. So you could read like 5 lines of text at a time, and I'm supposed to be scrolling through their inbox, moving emails from one inbox to another stuff. It was horrible. It was so bad. Anyway, the next bit of mail is from Lot Gamer. And he said he was told about this site, kingwin.net, from a friend, and he checked it out, and he got the new Mad Max game for $21, which includes future DLC. But I've got to say, I have gotten a game from Kingwin before, looking at them from dlcompare.com. Since then, I've heard somewhat funny things about Kingwin. I'm not 100% sure if they're a legit site or not.
I'm pretty sure that what they do is they mix gray market keys with retail keys. So there are some real ones in there, but a lot of them are bought in Eastern Europe, Russian keys, stuff like that. So
okay, you're still taking a chance. I don't think I would get any more from them. But he had a question. Do you think Mad Max would have been a better hit if it didn't launch alongside of the Metal Gear The Phantom Pain? What do you guys think?
Say that one more time.
Would Mad Max have been a bigger hit if it didn't launch alongside The Phantom Pain on the same day?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
It would have helped quite a bit, yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I've been surprised to hear that Mad Max is actually... It had good reviews, nothing outstanding, but good.
Yeah.
But it's just people playing it right now, on Twitter and whatnot, seem to be really, really enjoying it. But there's just so much talk about Metal Gear that it's just kind of drowned out.
Well, I was wondering because I'm seeing a lot of people saying Mad Max is good. It's not amazing, but it's good. It's a solid 7. It's a fun game. You should play it. It's pretty good, but it's not a 10. Like Metal Gear is. So to answer your question, yes, it probably would have been a bigger hit. I just don't think it would be a huge hit though, because
no, I don't think it's a huge. It's not a heavy hitter. It's definitely not a heavy hitter. I think it's become the same thing as putting a movie like Ex Machina up against this movie San Andreas. I think Ex Machina is a phenomenal movie, but it doesn't have that heavy hitting weight to it. To win out, it's more of a slow brooding audience for something like that, and I think for Mad Max, not that it's a better game than Metal Gear Solid, I don't think so, not at all, but I think it's a really good game, and I think having an insanely good game beside a game that's just maybe not as polished, not as phenomenal, hurts the fact that it's still a probably really fun game. I'm really looking forward to it. Driving looks fun, explosions are great, yeah, I'm planning to play it. There's just so many games this fall that it's got to be hard to pick between a few that you want to play.
Yeah.
So if you're going to probably get one and you've heard of Metal Gear Solid, you know what I mean? And, and I would say kids these days, like outside of the new Mad Max movie, like people don't know Mad Max, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
They probably go, oh, it looks like Fallout, you know, or you know, something like that, or Apocalypse, or it looks like Maze Runner, or you know, anything that's like more, you know, apocalyptic.
Or it looks like Rage. Which I was really hoping was going to be better than it was.
Yeah.
Yep. It's now time for 90 Seconds with Joel, part of the podcast where Joel talks about whatever he wants for 90 seconds.
Okay, so have you guys gotten a chance to look at any of the Star Wars toys that came out, that got revealed? There was a big Star Wars...
Thanks to you standing behind my chair at work. Yes, I have.
just thinking about the kids' toys unboxing videos. There was a live stream of unboxing of Star Wars toys.
You're part of the problem.
But okay, I actually didn't watch it. Because I missed it. I didn't realize what it was. But I would have watched it. But all the little BB-8 toys and stuff like that, I really want to get one of those. It looks really fun to control with your iPhone, the little robot and stuff. I think it's just fascinating, and it sounds awesome. It can like learn your voice and patrol around your house, and has a little camera or something in it. It looks really cool. But I was telling Dave, and for the next 1 minute, just don't listen, because it might be, it's not really it's not really super spoilery, but it's pretty interesting.
Okay,
and again, you guys aren't going to care.
You'll tap your head when the spoilers are over. How about that?
I'll tap my head like this when it's over.
All right, that sounds
so
good.
Going now. Okay, so the back of the helmet of Kylo Ren, which looks like the villain in the movie so far, and I'm guessing he is. They finally revealed the whole picture of everything, and people are really theorizing because it looks melted, it looks kind of broken, it looks just chunked together, and people are really thinking that it might be actually put together from Darth Vader's helmet, like his actual helmet. So it sounds like this guy, whoever it is like really excited, or like, I guess I'm thinking like Darth Vader's basically a martyr for the dark side. And so this guy is infatuated with that. So I'm curious, because it looks exactly like the back of his helmet. So I thought, I was like, that's a really cool idea. So anyways, that was really neat. A bunch of other toys, and I'm tapping my head. Or no one's going to be able to, if you're listening to the podcast, they're like, you can't tell.
Obviously, for the people watching, they can mute it.
Yeah, but anyways, well, that was short. But okay, that was it. But that was not the main thing. What was I going to say? Oh, Mr. Robot TV show.
Yeah.
I really need to urge people, like, watch this show.
And where can they watch it?
It's a USA show. Honestly, came out of nowhere. I watched the first episode because it was free, and I really like Rami Malek, who's one of the main actor in it. He was in the Pacific. He was one of the characters in Pacific that was just phenomenal. He was kind of like the crazy guy in it. But it's all about this hacker and this.
Oh, him,
yeah. Yeah, about the society called the F Society, and honestly, I really liked it because I enjoyed Watch Dogs a lot, and it kind of reminded me of a TV show of Watch Dogs. But holy crap, Joy and I were both sitting on the couch, and I can't remember what episode it was, like halfway through. We were just like, what in the world? Like, it was a twist. And
is it a drama? Or I thought it was a comedy.
No, it's a drama. It's like, it's cinematic, Jeremiah. Like, it's super cinematic. Ooh. You're going to love the font styling too for the logo. Every intro is a different intro. It just starts like a new movie each episode.
And is it the 3 seasons done?
It just finished, yeah. But it is really worth it. But what's so cool is what was I gonna say? I mean, the music they go in it is incredible. It's just really cool, electronic-y. Okay, if you like David Fincher films, it feels like The Social Network in a way. Like it feels like that kind of rhythm and editing of it. But oh my gosh, Rami Malek can act really well. Like I'm just blown away. Like, to me, it's a lot of people are saying it's True Detective season 1. Like, it's that kind of like, whoa, this came out of nowhere. Where'd this come from? Yeah. So if you get a chance, definitely watch it. And then the last thing I have to say is, what is the animal in the top right of the board? Okay, and that's all I have. So
the top right of the board. What's that a reference to?
Nothing. Just don't worry about it.
Joel's got secret codes. Ooh. The cat is in the bag. I repeat, the cat
the eagle has landed.
Princess Snuggleworth will escape at midnight. Stab him and hide the body. I'm not good at this.
Like, you're saying it online. You're streaming. Oh, crap.
All right. While we wrap the podcast down here, I just want to remind everybody, if you want, come out and play. I almost said play Wild Card with us. Come play Rocket League with us, or if you just want to hang out in TeamSpeak, that's fine too. We'll be doing that in a few minutes after the podcast.
Before we totally wind down, you guys want to do the what are we playing this week? I know you've been pretty busy, Jeremiah, but you can count last week too. We haven't done that in a while. Let's drop some games here, guys.
I've played a tiny more of The Witcher last week.
And some Irma.
Oh yeah, a little bit of Irma this week, and then I've been recording some Forza for an upcoming project, and that's it.
Okay.
Joel?
I stayed up till midnight to play Metal Gear Solid, and it's just what I expected. It's awesome, and the start was like an hour and 20 minutes of cutscenes. And the best part, and you're gonna love this, Jeremiah. I mean, if you enjoyed the cutscenes in the whole game and the story and stuff,
I did.
Even though the story's so confusing, I was telling Dave, I was like, I don't know why I'm so addicted to the story. I think it's because every corner is going to be a crazy new twist or something, so it's always just exciting. But the start's like, the camera rotate around, I'm like, oh, it's controller time, I can do something. You like take literally one step forward into another cutscene. And it happens like 8 times. I'm like, it just made me die laughing. But it's really good.
Sweet.
So yeah, got to play that.
Is that all you're playing this week, Joel? It's just Metal Gear and...
Well, that because there's new. If I get some time, I'm going to be chugging away more at The Witcher as well. So
cool.
I'm really enjoying the game. I am really enjoying the game.
So Joel, I guess you and I have a little bit of a mission. We need to try to finish it. Let's say within like 3 weeks' time, finish the main story so we can talk about it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
let's do it.
And if you guys need spoiler-free tips on like where am I? Because I thought the game was ending like 11 times before it actually got to like the final couple hours. Just ask. I can help out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for liking us on iTunes and rating us or whatever. Thank you for subscribing. You can follow us at casualshenanigans@gmail.com, right in to be a part of the show. Follow us on Twitter at casualshenaniga, at germgaming, at evilviking. Casualshenanigans.com is the website that has blog posts and casual conversations and all kinds of other cool stuff. Tons of content has been dropping there lately, so you guys need to go check that out. Or on our YouTube channel, all the same content's there. But on the website, there's even some writing, little articles every once in a while. We have a new Facebook page. You can go like that. We'll probably be posting a lot more stuff about Rocket League. Debbie will be doing that, as she's our new social media manager. No real personal shout outs, but everything's good. We're all good here.
How are you out there?
How are you?
And,
guys, it's Star Wars year.
Yeah, it's Star Wars year. That's like the next 5 years. Disney owns them now.
Joel, dude, I thought this year would never come. Like 2012, hearing about making a new one, it's like, it's 3 years away.
Joel, it's Star Wars and Fallout year.
Dude, it's Star Wars, Fallout, Just Cause, Metal Gear, hopefully Norman year. Like, there's a lot of really awesome things this year, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate all of you guys. We'll see you right back here next week. Right in with your Rocket League team names. Let's get it going. And stay casual.